And as the fighting continues and threats have been seen across the globe, we wanted to bring in someone who is having to deal with this here in America and get their perspective. So we've invited Manya Lazaroff. She's the co-director of Chabad at Texas A&M. Manya, thank you so much for being here with us today.
It's an honor to be here, and I'm hoping that we can try to make some sense.
Sure. Of what is going on. Yeah, you just watched that piece there to talk about how to talk to children about this conflict. What's your reaction to that?
So fascinating. I happen to be the mother of 8 children, including triplets that are 14. My 2-year-old must have picked up something. We're at a student center. There's a lot of people around talking, and the 2-year-old said, my parents on Israel on a plane. She's putting pieces together. That already shows me the exposure. That's without a TV playing in our house. That's without her having a smartphone, right? Just absorbing the environment around her. The older kids, the 14-year-olds, we made the executive parental decision. They don't have Snapchat or TikTok or Instagram to begin with on their phones, but even WhatsApp broadcasts and video footage, we told them temporarily on hold. One was not so happy with that decision, but we said we're the parents and that's our job.
Yeah.
So we have to be very conscious of what we expose ourselves to, and that's not just for children, that's for us as adults as well.
Yeah.
Taking care of our mental health and our mindset is a priority so that we can remain anchors with clarity and move forward in a healthy way.
Yeah. What's it been like over the last 10 days? I can't imagine how difficult this has been to process.
So it's fascinating because in our role, we're really dealing with the students, with the community, and there has not been a single Jewish student who has not been affected. People say to me, do you have family there? The answer is yes. Every single one of us has a brother, a sister, a mother, a father, a friend, a cousin. We've said lists of names of soldiers called up, and students are not sleeping, they're struggling, and honestly, processing what they just experienced. And I think for many, the biggest challenge is feeling alone.
Yeah.
Feeling like no one gets what I'm going through currently. Where are my friends? Where are all those people who are taking care of every single, campaign in the world of every social justice, and where are they now? And so it's really been a rough time. Not a lot of people struggling tremendously. So we are trying to be there, a listening ear. We are trying to support. We're trying to channel energies into a healthy direction. We're trying to shine some positivity into the situation. But your Jewish friends are not okay. Your Jewish neighbors are not okay. They're not okay.
Yeah. There's been a rise in anti-Semitism across the country in recent years. And now with these attacks, I think it's kind of put that into focus. Are you concerned at all? What are you telling your kids? What are you telling the kids at the community center?
So I'm sure you know this, that for Jews, anti-Semitism is unfortunately not a new thing. Right. Okay, this is a tale as old as time. And we tell the students, just as all Jewish holidays where people try to annihilate us, they haven't succeeded. We're not going anywhere. This is what our enemies just don't get. We're not going anywhere. Try a different tactic. But what we have seen is that this Friday, when there was a global call for jihad, our own students, parents, I just want to hide at home. Are we okay in 2023 with a young American Jewish college student saying, I want to hide at home? If you have a Jewish friend, have you checked up on them to say, are you okay? Because there are bystanders and there are upstanders. For me to hear from a student, I finally understand how a Holocaust happened. That's really scary. It's 2023.
Yeah.
So we're not okay, and yet we move forward. We still had Friday night services. We still had Friday night dinner. We still had students turning out tremendously to reinforce their faith, to strengthen their community, to be together with resolve. Because the truth is, we have a line in Hebrew. It's called Am Yisrael Chai. The Jewish nation is alive. We're not going anywhere. Is it scary? Yes. Do we stop? Absolutely not. We take precautions responsibly, and we pray that the good people of the world, people with a conscience and people who understand the difference between good and evil, will step up.
I got 2 questions left.
Yeah.
I do want to ask you. What do you recommend for people who are looking to show their support, maybe don't know how?
Honestly, that is something that's really true. People said to me, I just don't know what to say. Our mailman said it to me, such a wonderful man. And I said, just say, are you okay? I'm thinking of you. Often, and this has nothing to do with this case, this is in general in life, the worst thing is when we say nothing because we're uncomfortable. Be uncomfortable. Say, I am uncomfortable and I want to know, are you okay? I am thinking of you. That's what your friends need to hear. That's what your community needs to hear. We don't expect you to fly over. We don't expect you to solve this problem, but we expect you to show up in your humanity, show up in your compassion, show up as the wonderful American that we are.
And then the last question I want to ask you here, what's your message to those who are dealing with this conflict? They're maybe too nervous to reach out, or maybe they don't know where to turn.
Honestly, start with those you know, who you have a relationship with, those you care about, those you find out. There are so many healthy, non-biased sources out there that will give you information, but educate yourself. There's no excuse in 2023 for not being educated about something. And then turn to your friends and say, what can I do for you? How can I show up for you? We need allies. We need people to care. Everyone does. The world, you know, Hamas says, death to Israel, death to America. If my children were living there, if I was living there, I could have been too. I could have not been sitting here. That's a really painful thing for young Americans to digest, young Jewish Americans to digest.
Yeah. Well, Manya, thank you so much, the co-director of Chabad at Texas A&M. Thank you so much for bringing your perspective to us.
I want to add one thing.
Sure.
When we enter a dark space, darkness is the absence of light. If each of us resolve to do one act of goodness and kindness and bring more light into the world, the ripple effect of that is tremendous. So ask yourself, what can I do? Something good, something kind, something above and beyond to bring light into the world. The world needs more light.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing it up. Appreciate that. All right, we'll turn to some other news now. Violent crime.